30,000 years ago, the world was locked in ice. Glaciers stretched across continents, the cold was merciless, and giant beasts ruled the wilderness. Humans lived in small tribes, constantly moving, constantly searching for food and shelter. Survival was not easy. Every sunrise was a victory. Every night was a fight against fear, hunger, and the unknown. But in this frozen world, something extraordinary began. Something that no one at the time could have imagined. An alliance that would shape the future of both species. A partnership so strong that it survives even today. Between humans and wolves. At that time, humans and wolves were not friends. They were rivals. Both hunted the same prey and fought for the same resources. Wolves were fierce, intelligent predators. Humans were strategic, tool-using hunters. They watched each other from a distance, alert, ready, suspicious. But wolves were also incredibly observant. They noticed the patterns of human movement. They noticed the leftovers humans left behind. They understood that following human tribes could mean food when hunting was difficult. One freezing night, a young, starving wolf crept close to a human campfire. Its body was thin, its steps unsteady, its breath white in the cold air. Humans saw it. The wolf froze, expecting an attack, but instead, a human tossed a bone toward it. A single act of mercy. The wolf grabbed it and ran into the darkness. That simple moment, the flick of a bone into the snow, became the quiet beginning of a relationship that would transform the world. The wolf returned, again and again. It learned that these strange two-legged creatures were not always hostile. Other wolves began to appear as well. They stayed close enough to eat scraps, but far enough to escape if humans changed their minds. Their glowing eyes watched from the edge of the firelight. And humans began to notice something useful. The wolves reacted first. When something moved in the dark, another predator, a stranger, a threat, the wolves growled or lifted their heads. Humans, who often slept lightly, began to rely on these signals. Wolves became an early warning system, a natural alarm. Slowly, trust began to form, not completely, but enough to change everything. Over generations, some wolves adapted to living near humans. The calmer wolves were more tolerant of human presence. They survived longer, produced pups, and passed on their temperament. These pups, growing up around humans, became even less fearful. Some were bold enough to approach children. Others followed hunters curiously, learning their rhythms. Unknowingly, humans were selecting for the friendliest wolves, and the wolves that remained close were changing, little by little. These were not fully dogs yet, but they were no longer truly wild wolves either. As the connection deepened, something extraordinary happened. Humans and wolves began to hunt together. Wolves used their sharp senses to track prey across long distances. Humans used strategy, communication, and weapons to finish the hunt. Together, they were the perfect team. This cooperation meant more food for both. A tribe with wolves had greater hunting success, and wolves that lived with humans had reliable access to food and shelter. Both species benefited. Both species grew stronger. Over time, the wolves living with humans began to change physically. Their faces became softer, their bodies smaller, their ears sometimes drooped. Their behavior became more playful and less aggressive. Instincts of friendship began to replace instincts of fear. The transformation had begun. These were no longer wolves. They were evolving into dogs. Archaeologists have uncovered ancient graves thousands of years old where humans were buried alongside their dogs. In one grave, a dog lies curled beside its human companion, lovingly arranged with flowers. This was not just a hunting partner. This was a member of the family. Dogs guarded camps at night. They warned humans of approaching danger. They protected children. They helped track wounded animals. Their presence gave humans something priceless: safety. Because of dogs, humans could sleep longer, travel farther, and build early settlements without constant surprise attacks. Dogs were not just helpers, they became protectors, companions, and loyal friends. And humans gave them love in return. They shared food, warmth, and affection. Around the fire, dogs slept close, offering warmth during the freezing nights. This bond was emotional, deep, and mutual. Each species gained something it had never had before. Dogs helped humans advance. With protection from dogs, tribes could grow in number. Larger groups allowed more complex societies to form. Dogs indirectly helped humans build early communities, which later grew into villages, towns, and civilizations. As humans traveled across continents, through deserts, forests, mountains, and plains, dogs traveled with them. They adapted to every climate and every culture. Some became sled dogs in the Arctic. Some became guardians in the deserts. Some became hunters in the forests. No matter where humans went, dogs followed. And the bond only grew stronger. Thousands of years before cities, kingdoms, or writing existed, humans had already built a friendship with dogs. Long before the first farms, before the first homes, before humans truly mastered the world, dogs were already at their side. The reason is simple. Dogs understood humans like no other animal ever had. They could read emotions, sense danger, and offer companionship. They could hunt, guard, protect, and comfort. They gave humans loyalty, and humans gave them a purpose. This partnership shaped the evolution of both species. Humans became more successful hunters, better protectors, and more socially connected. Dogs evolved to understand human gestures, human emotions, even human speech tones. Together, they became an unbreakable pair. From the first wolf that nervously approached a fire, to the first pup that slept beside a child, to the first dog buried with its human companion, to the millions of dogs living in our homes today, this story has continued for tens of thousands of years. We often say humans domesticated dogs, but the truth is deeper. Wolves chose us. Wolves approached us first. Wolves trusted us first. And humans opened their world to them. Today, when a dog looks into your eyes with love, when it rests its head on your leg, when it runs to you with excitement, you are witnessing a bond older than civilization itself, a bond born from survival, strengthened by trust, and carried forward by love. This is the story of how wolves became dogs, the story of humanity's first companion, the story of friendship written long before history, a bond that started with fear, became trust, and grew into love. And it all began with a hungry wolf, a glowing fire, and a single bone.